Hey everyone, Alan Schimmel, DevOps.com, DevOps TV, and we're here at IBM InterConnect 2017. And I have to my immediate left, Eric Minick of IBM Urban Code. Eric, welcome. Good to have you on again.
Good to be with you. Good to be with you.
And to Eric's left, we have Al Wagner.
How are you, Al?
Thank you. Nice to see you. And Alan and Eric just actually came out of a value stream workshop that they conducted here at InterConnect. And I thought it would be a really great thing, guys, for us to spend a little time educating our audience on what do we mean by this value. We hear value stream a lot. And you know, we've had other guests on our program talk about value stream workshops and everything. But if you don't understand what the value stream is, it's hard to understand what you're doing at the workshop. So why don't we start there? What do we mean when we talk about the value stream? Guys, who wants to answer that one?
Want to go with that one?
I'll start. Well, hey, we're focused on value, right? And so that means that something is in the hands of an end user or a customer, and they're getting something out of it. And so the value stream is the path that makes that possible from the time you have an idea, hey, we should do this thing, till you decide exactly how you're going to do it, till you validate it, till you get in the hands of the customer. We want to look and make sure we've got flow through that, and we're moving quickly, we're delivering a lot of value.
Absolutely. Al, do you want to add anything, Alan?
Yeah, in the theme of the DevOps and tying it to a business outcome, that's really what we're trying to do, is optimize that delivery pipeline so that we're constantly delivering value. And as Eric said, getting those ideas into the hands of the customer as quickly as possible so we can close that feedback loop. Right. And we're trying to find that pain point, that spot that is the biggest delay, and let's tackle that problem.
So that pipeline we're looking at, though, is it sort of the software lifecycle management pipeline where we started planning through, coding, implementation, and all that stuff, or is that pipeline more akin to, let's say, a CI/CD pipeline? How would you define it, Eric?
Yeah, so I think it's the big one, and it's more than just tech. We got into a conversation in our workshop around getting new test environments. And we heard that sometimes to get a new test environment, I have to ask corporate finance, can I use more service? And that takes a month. And so that's part of it too.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Alan, do you have anything to add on that?
Not on that one. I thought he had that
Okay,
one.
I thought you would say something. So now we understand now, I hope, a little bit about what we mean when we talk about this value stream. What's the deal with the workshop? What do we do with these workshops?
Well, we try to look at what we heard. There's a lot of teams moving at different rates, different development and release cadences. So we'll try to identify where those teams are, and at a high level, kind of map out that pipeline and understand what are the main time frames and the wait times between those handoffs. And then we try to find, out of all those teams, is there one team that is slowing us down because we're dependent on them? And we're only as fast as our slowest point, so let's tackle that challenge. So we identify it as at a macro level.
Got it. Now, so I know that IBM offers these value stream kind of workshops on a per client basis as an engagement, and sometimes I've heard even they do them for free once in a while to come in there and talk to the client about it, is sort of get in the door. But that's very different than doing them here at an InterConnect, right? We have multiple organizations. How's that work?
So what we're really trying to do in 90 minutes is give people a flavor and hopefully build their own skills and say, hey, big picture, here's how you figure out where you want to put your energy. And then here's how you drill down and examine a process in a bit more depth and pick out those points of improvement. So we're hoping in a session like we did today that we're building skill.
Right. It was a primer to get them to think about things maybe a little bit differently and how to figure out how, why are we doing it this way? We don't want to continue to do it just because that's the way we've always done it. Let's have another look at it and see if we can do it better.
Excellent. Yep. And of course, doing them here in a 90-minute session is very different than when you're, with one client doing that workshop, which can take the better part of a day at least, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at that value stream in depth from idea to delivered value in an enterprise, there can be thousands of activities at the end, right? And so if you want to do it right, then you're going to look at all of that and you're going to really look for those bottlenecks that are critical to you. And that can take weeks, right? And so you can scale that back into what level of focus you're going to have, how deep you're going to go, and do it in 90 minutes or half a day or a day or 2 days, right, as appropriate. And so it really depends on how deep do you need to go.
And what's interesting about our workshops, because we have many organizations sitting at the same table, they start to share ideas and they start to get an understanding of some of the challenges that other companies are having, or if they say the challenges they are having, maybe that other company has solved it and now they can share ideas on how to fix the problem.
Sure.
It's an interesting dynamic.
That is what's nice about doing it in this kind of environment like that. Give me an idea, how many kind of value stream workshops are you delivering for clients these days? Let's say in any period, a month, a year, or what have you.
I don't have an exact number. We do a lot of DevOps networking events, and we heavily promote these as a way to start people thinking about a DevOps transformation. What is important about when we do run these workshops within a client organization is we have the roles represented so we can have that discussion and understand why we are doing certain things, or understanding why a delay is so long. It's the trick is to get the right people at the table, and that's struggling with these large companies that are working to keep the lights on.
Yeah, no, it's hard. Like to take a day out of the sausage factory to figure out how to make the sausage factory run better.
Yep.
And I've always, it reminds me of something I was taught by a mentor of mine, which is people who are too busy to improve their own livelihood in their own life will always complain that their life isn't good if you don't make the time to do these things, right? So I guess the question of how much you value your value stream.
Well, and
No
how much
pun
you value your work environment, because as the pressure to go fast comes and hits you, there's tensions in a lot of these orgs, and it can get nasty. And when you bring people into a room, it's like, no, we do this because, and no, but we need. There's an element of group therapy going on that's a really important part of getting on and getting better.
Got it. Guys, I think we're about out of time, but I wanted to thank you for coming, because I think a lot of people hear value stream and value stream mapping, and they, everyone sort of nods their head, but they really don't understand what it is, we're trying to get at here. Guys, enjoy the rest of InterConnect. And Eric, we always run into you at shows and DevOps events all over the place. Al, hopefully we'll see you soon too.
Yeah, I'm on the world circuit again very soon.
You're back out on the road again, as am I. So hopefully we'll take it from there. But for now, thanks for being our guest here on DevOps TV. And this is Alan Schimmel for DevOps.com, DevOps TV at InterConnect 2017.